You know, and we know, more often than not, drug users hide in plain sight. It's why we invest in drug testing. But do you know the true cost of finding just one user? Although many might say they do, most don't. In just a minute, you will. The price for a drug test is obvious, but it's the cost per positive, perhaps not as obvious, that best represents the return on your drug testing investment. Think of it this way. Most businesses invest in drug testing to keep drugs out of the workplace. So since a positive test result indicates usage, the reality is that those positive results are what they're paying for. That brings us to what each of those positive results actually cost, and there's a very simple formula that uncovers it for us. Take your total testing cost and divide it by the total number of positive results. Now you have your cost per positive. And the higher the detection rate of your test, the lower that cost will be. Here's a simulation assuming 5,000 tests that illustrate the cost reduction a psychomedics test delivers. In the first, the price per test and detection rate are relatively low, as they would be with fluids testing or some other hair tests. Total testing cost is $125,000, and there are 150 positive results. So, running our simple formula, the cost per positive result, each representing a drug user, is $833. That's really not bad when you consider the potential economic threat even one user represents. In the second example, the higher psychomedics detection rate drives costs down. In this case, total testing price is $200,000, but our higher detection rate returns 450 positive results. Using our cost formula, that translates to $444 for each of those positives. And that means you're paying nearly 50% less than that first test for each user identified. Surprised? Here's something else to consider. Beyond the obvious ROI advantage, we identified 300 potential threats to your business that were missed by tests with lower detection rates. And by the way, that would be every other test out there. The psychomedics detection rate is 3 to 10 times higher than fluids testing and up to twice that of other hair testing laboratories. And that superior detection delivers the lowest cost to identify drug users of any testing method or laboratory by far. How do we achieve those high rates? It's the patented science that's unique to psychomedics. Our tests are the only ones to extract virtually all the drug held in hair so it can be identified and quantified. And beyond that, all our tests are FDA cleared to do exactly what we say they do, accurately detect ingested substances so you know that both you and the people you test are protected. So, the question is, why would you pay for any test that doesn't bring you the best return on your drug testing investment? Now that you understand the difference, we bet that you wouldn't.